Yo, it's your boy Dean.
Tim.
Teran.
And you're another episode of Dean's Office. Thank everyone for coming. Listening, same thing, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far in the comments. Appreciate that. We had an exciting day today, hot day, but exciting. We went to the camp. We took the boys to the camp. Mm-hmm. They did some workout.
And some of the players from our teams that we coach. So I think it was good for them to go out there to see what it is like to be on a college campus, to be with college coaches. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of us take advantage of that type of things, Mm-hmm. So it's good for us to open them, expose them to that thing.
Yeah, it was the best day of my life. I mean, the kid's life.
Bruh, you should have seen how Terrell walking in a facility like this. I'm like, come on, bro, let's go. He's so locked in.
It's been a dream of mine to go there because I look at it all the time and I talk about official visits. One of my dreams is to go on official visits. is scratched off because I've seen the facilities. Now I want to go see Alabama and all these other places and walk through their facilities.
And what made that work?
And then before we start and jump in, that's a good thing too for you to be back to start engaging in the community and because back in the days, kids used to dream about going to UM. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing too. But for today's episode, we're gonna lock in. Father's Day is
this Sunday.
Sunday. Mm-hmm. So we want to celebrate those fathers. So lock in with your boy. It's your boy Dean. Yo.
World, you're needed in the Dean's office.
Okay, so as we mentioned, Father's Day putting up on the weekend. I just kind of wanted us to kind of talk about that. It's a little stigma about black fathers being in their kids' lives, which I think is a misconception because from my understanding, I don't think I know anybody that's friends with me I associate with that's not in they kids' lives. Mm-hmm. That's supporting the kids, taking care of their kids, or at least doing it to the best of their ability. And we just kind of want to celebrate the fathers, kind of talk about our experience and stuff like that, and as well, just give advice to those people that might not be, living to the standards of what they need to be in their kids' life, but just they're working on it, encouraging them to go on, and as well, just that communication with that child, and some of the things that they might want to do to enhance that relationship with their kids. So my question, and whoever want to take it, is what about fatherhood you like the most?
I like that question, but I want to.
So you're not answering my question.
I'm gonna answer the question, but I just want to keep in mind because you said the standard of being a father, right? We probably have to break that down a little bit more to understand exactly what the standards are per se. But as far as the best thing I would say that about being a father is the ability to make my kids happy, right? If I take them on a trip, if I do certain things for them to go out to eat for dinner, or if I just go to what is it called? Family Dollar, buy a $5 gift for my little son. He excited. He jumped up. Oh, thank you. This is the best gift in the world. So
from the Dollar Tree.
From Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
From
okay.
Family Dollar.
Make sure you're right.
So I think that's probably one of the best things about fatherhood. And then just the other day, I think he was like, "Oh, I've been so mean to Daddy." So he got me a gift.
He said he's been mean to you?
Yeah, because listen, I'm the disciplinary in the house. I'm the one who tell you go to bed. I'm the one who tell you do all this. And it could be off, because all you telling me tell to. So one day I walked into the house. He had a little gift thing to me. He said, "Hey, note, I love you, Daddy. I know I've been mean to you." And then when I opened out the box, he had the money that we gave him. He put it inside to give to me.
Oh, that's nice.
You understand what I'm saying? So
you started crying?
Nah, not at all.
Why?
Don't cry, sir.
Why?
I don't know. It hasn't hit me yet. Working on it.
That was nice.
Did you hug him and say, "I love you too, son"?
Yes, I hugged him. I said, "I love you." I said, "You know what? What I want you to do is hold the money for me. Hold it, and then when I need it, I come to get it from you." So he was excited. He was happy. It was a beautiful thing. So that's what I like about being a father. That right there, piece right there.
TJ ain't doing that. There ain't no way.
He holding that girl. She apologized for being mean. He holding it.
TJ is not doing that. Best thing about being a father. I guess to kind of capitalize what you said, it's the same thing as fulfillment. When you see them happy, when you see them, when you felt like you've taught them something, when you feel like you're taking care of them and they hug you or they do whatever the case may be, then yeah, I think that is the best part of fatherhood. I can't think of much else. It's just them showing appreciation to you. I think is the best part. Because I think when people say, sometimes you question, why? What's the purpose of
Having kids?
I'm serious. Like, no, I'm like
it's true. It's true.
Right?
That's
like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes when I'm in my deep thought, I'm like, why did I want to have kids so bad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no more time for yourself,
or you and your wife.
Yeah. That's it. You can't pick up and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You gotta constantly clean behind them, clean behind them. You're responsible for this human being getting raised right, making sure they're not cursing, making sure they learning.
But they cursing though.
But they cursing. You know what I'm saying? It's hard.
But you mentioned that, but that's what a lot of parents go through. Like, when you look at some of the stars, some of these other brothers, hey, I'm like 45. Oh, I don't regret having kids because of those same reasons. It's like I have to stop whatever I'm doing in order to make sure my kid is right.
Yeah.
Right? So can I go as much, like me and the wife love to travel. But can we travel as much? No. Why? Because we have to find somebody for daycare, have to find somebody that's whatever. We want to go out for dinner. I love taking my kids out to eat now.
Yeah,
but there's some days I just want just me and her.
Yeah, I know.
You understand what I'm saying?
But Tim, I'm gonna challenge you on that because you have older kids, bro. It's easier for you.
How is older kids?
And you have an older son at home.
That's different.
I'm gonna challenge you on that. I'm gonna challenge you.
I
think you could do a little bit better. You can travel more.
No,
I bet you can. You can find somebody to watch.
So I don't want to put anybody out there, right? So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna let my older son take care of my younger kids.
not even him. It's easier for you to find somebody.
So no, he's saying that it's easier for somebody to willing to watch them because they're
older. Ain't nobody watching Tyler.
But that's what I'm saying. His whole complaint is not the age. It's just one child for him is Tyler. Yeah. Because he is a little difficult to deal with. You gotta pay attention to him. You can't just cut on the TV and have him chill and sit tight. Cause when he go left, he gonna go left.
Yeah. So what about you, Box? What do you enjoy about fatherhood?
I think for me, my situation is a little different because I was a kid when I had a kid, so it was frowned upon. So I was embarrassed for probably the first 5 or 6 years or whatnot. Cause I remember when I was in school. I don't know if I told y'all this, but I was in school. What's the track coach lady name was? Miss Dent? No, whatever. She was the white lady that coached girls track.
I think it was Miss Dent or Poole.
Miss Poole, one of them, whatever her name was. She cause mother my child, she ran track. She was pretty, all right, good or whatever, or at least added to the roster. And then when she got pregnant, she couldn't do the thing she could do or whatever. And then I remember her telling me that I messed up her life. The coach, whatever, tell me I messed up her life. So I think for me, the appreciation for being a father wasn't as soon as y'all are gratifying immediately. You know what I'm saying? But I think as you get older, as I got older and even getting married, just being able to be a parent to, because we had to blend that family. So me being a parent to them, I think the number one thing is seeing your kids. The joy of doing something for your kids and they being happy about it.
You saying the latter part. I love it, right? For me, what I like about you and Mel's situation is everybody comes to this house like they're comfortable. Your kids are back, having fun. Their friends coming over, and it seems like everybody having fun. the door always open, and I can see that in their eye because when they're doing something, hey Tavares, want this, or hey Tavares, I'm gonna do this. I see that. So when it comes to that for stepfathers, when you have to step in and make that difference, I think you really stepped up and did that as well. I mean, I had to do it as well too, but. I'm trying to give him his flowers because most men wouldn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? But the way the way he embraced them, you would swear that was his kid's own. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about the his stepson. I'm talking about the nieces, the nephews, everybody. When they come into this household, it's like, man, I'm gonna drop a dime and do whatever I can to make sure it works, right? And I can see. I know it was in the beginning. Because I don't think a lot of us found too much gratification of having kids in the beginning because we was like, man, I remember when we met a lot of work and we was dealing with these kids in the beginning. The first 2-3 years of my kids, both of them live, I don't think I slept a bit because I was so scared. I wake up, did you hear something? Did you go? I'm getting up and then other times it was tough.
And, think about that, dog. I'm gonna ask y'all this question too. I think the hardest thing about being a parent is worrying.
Yeah.
I think when you now, because my daughter older, the son older, the niece and nephew that stay with us, they older. You know what I'm saying? When they go somewhere,
yeah.
Like when they finna go out, they finna go do something. Like you in back in your mind, because one, I'm just gonna say myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember being in the trenches. And, going out and partying, and then I'll be like,
This dude had a life. He always talk about trenches.
No, but dog, I'm just trying to tell you that's how it was. You ask Mike, we done had some stories. You be like, bro, and like you've been out with us. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but we whereas like we know it was a situation where it could have went wrong, right? And then now you got past that. We got through those. So now, we're a little more safe and making a better decision. But then, for the kids, it's like, bro, when they go out, they do something. It's like you want to make sure that they come back safe and making sure that they making your decision, making the right decision. So, with that being said, like, what do you think is the hardest part for you as a father?
My situation is different. It's always going to be worry because,
you don't worry about the kids?
No. I'm saying mine's different because it's always gonna be worry. Like, because you're gonna worry about your kids naturally, but I extensively worry about my youngest son because he's on the spectrum. So it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like you don't know how many times we've had to rush Tyler to the hospital. It was one time the boy was running. He had a toothbrush in his mouth, ran. Hit something, the toothbrush went down his throat, scraped it, and he was puking,
throwing
up blood because he cut his esophagus. Yeah. And then there was another time he was a little bit younger. He fell, still got a scar on it. He fell, boom, hit his chin, split his chin open. Scar's still there till this day. So Dara had to go take him. She called me like, oh my gosh, I got to take Tyler to the hospital. She was like, can you tell Cake? I'm like, yeah. I'll tell her. But no, that's the thing. So yeah, I'm constantly. I'm not at that point where I'm worried about them going out and like the dangers of going out and
not
yet. But I'm worried about like more safety concerns. It's like even today was at a pool party. And Kate was like, let's go inside. I was like, no, TJ out here in the pool still with all these kids. You don't know how to swim. I'm not going to not watch him and also Tim and all these other people. I got to watch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not going to lead them by the pool by themselves. So it's like, it's a different type of worry. Like it's going to be constant worry, I feel like, until they 20-something.
So I think for me, both, because, I have an older one that's like 24. Mm-hmm. Well, he turned 24 this week. So happy birthday, Kenny.
Are we going out for him?
Happy birthday, Kenny.
Are we going to do something? We're going to go out for him?
We're going to work on something.
We took MJ, boy.
We took MJ somewhere. We could take Kenny somewhere.
Okay, good. Well, let's see if he go. He's a busy man. So, and then I have younger kids as well. So, I'd say both the worrying and also the safety. For the worrying, I don't know what direction he is going in his life. So it's like, because, we talk about his plans sometimes. We talk about this and it doesn't seem like he knows his directions is. So I'm wondering, okay, what's that next step? Is he going to move forward? All these other things. So whether you talk to him, we try to lead by example, we do all these things. But once again, you never know how much this stuff seek in because they don't tell you everything, right? When they go out, and tell them the same thing. Hey, when you go out, let me know, blah, 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 because just in case something happens, I know who you with, whatever. So that's the worrying part. When it comes to the younger kids, my daughter and the son, the younger one, safety as well, going to school, all these things that's going on, right? Mm-hmm. Now she's going to middle school next year. So it's like more things because now there's more people in the school, more older people going to be in the school. So I see the worrying part on the both part. And then also it talks about, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing enough? And I think that's what bothers me the most is because I always want to make sure they're good. And if God forbid something happened to me, they say, you know what, man, my daddy did this. My daddy was doing this. If my dad was here today, he would have been blah, blah, blah. So I think doing something in a way that can leave some type of like a legacy behind. And that's why I told you one of the reasons why I wanted to jump on this podcast. And I was like, the different topics we're going to talk about, they could probably like, if I'm gone, I want them to hear what my dad would say. They could pop on the video and say, hey, this is what he was talking about.
So let me pivot off that last question that you
pivot. I like that. Go ahead.
That you
good podcast, by the way.
That you said, because that's another thing that I worry about too. So not only worrying about safety, worrying about whatever, worrying about whether or not I'm being a good father.
Yeah.
So personal experience, right? So I'm like, I using my sons for example, right? Like when you see if they don't get a good grade, or if you see that they're not as respectful, they don't do all these things like that. Like, do you think there's things that you can do more to raise a quote unquote good son,
like, a square kid?
You know what I mean? Like, cause all right. So here's the two things, right? So like how you see, you want your kid to be the best in sports, right? Like, you go out there.
Yeah, I seen it today. Terrell, TJ doing like, boy.
Because you know what it was? Because the sun was affecting him and Tim. But the other kids, they was like, oh, la, 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 la. We just out here having fun. Like, and Tim and TJ's like, God, what time is it? They even came to us just like, can we go? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, is that us? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tim and TJ are like really in-house bodies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was ready to go. Tim was like, oh my God, I'm sweating.
But what I also know, Tim and TJ are different from every other kid anyway, right? When they go, they love playing outside. Like, you leave them two outside together, they playing outside long all day. They don't care because they're just having fun. Mm-hmm. In their mind, I don't think they think football activities, skill activities, is having fun to them.
They think it's work.
It's work, and it's doing the same stuff over and over again. Mm-hmm. When I talked to Tim about that, I said, hey, why you don't like football practice? Oh, it's boring. Why? Oh, we do the same thing over and over again, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, we tackling, we running drills, we doing all this other stuff. But if I say, hey, y'all go outside, take them to the park. If I take TJ and Tim to the park, they don't want to go home. They playing on the swings, they run the same drills and running stuff they be doing in practice. Yeah. They can do it out there, but it's just it's like because of the concept of it is their own free will. You know what I mean?
And I think part of it too is they not at the top end of the kids out there. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, they know that like those kids skill wise a little bit better. So you not being, because every time they be like, oh, they want that praise, but they understand going out there gonna be challenged because Tim and TJ had rough practices to where they did horrible, and you tell them about it, and they be like, oh man, oh my goodness, and then you have good practice, they be ready for you to tell them, and they keep telling them over and over. So I think with football, it's challenging them because it's not something they're good at, and I think that might be good for them too. The fact that you're gonna do some things and it's not gonna go how you want to.
So how do you know when you push them too much, or because there's a balance, right? Because you wanna. Because here's the thing, like I know we got to be hard on them when it comes to football, and we got to toughen them up, right? But I also don't want them to be one resentful, and then two have low self-esteem because
and they can lead to being bullies too, right? Because if we try to be tough and be
aggressive, right, or they have aggressive other people. Like, let me tell you something, because
no, but what I'm saying, like,
yeah, but
aggression is taught in football, and sometimes they don't know how to stop from the football field and carry over.
So, like, there's this kid on the 7U. I think he's supposed to be on 6U. But he always, for some reason, find himself in front of TJ. He's like one of the youngest ones. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the boy went to go. It was practicing kickoff, and the boy went.
He's actually 7U though.
He is okay, but he looks smaller. So
yeah, he's smaller.
He's smaller. So he went to go to go to TJ, and TJ pushed him. and the boy fell back a little bit, and the boy was already falling on the floor, and TJ took his helmet again and like dug it in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he knew he could do it. You know what I'm saying? So he like, boom. And I see the same thing when he go in front of Cam, when he going like these other little kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like,
and Tim have that same mentality.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm like, so you do this with these little kids, right? You can't do it with the bigger kids that's on the team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so that's my only thing. So I'm like, it's like a fine line. You want them to be aggressive. You want them to be polite. Like, I want a yes sir, yes ma'am kid. Like, you know, I'm a polite kid. I don't curse, I don't lie, whatever the case may be. But it's just hard, and I don't want to put no ill will on my son, but it's like I don't know what else to do to project that. Like, I like how calm Tim and Tamia can be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they can be calm? Like, you sit all three of them in the back of a car, in the back of the car. Tim and Tamia be quiet all day. TJ will find a reason to talk.
But I always tell you with TJ, he might grow out of it. I don't know. See, when I was younger, I was talkative. I was the one they put in front of the class that sat next to the teacher. I was the one that went to the principal all the time, especially when I went to that private school when we first started. St. Francis. Mommy had to come out there a lot for me. You understand? Because of that.
Not because y'all remember mommy slapped me in front of the class one time, but that's it right there. Go ahead.
So, and like you said, me as a father, I have to think about that, right? And the same thing is like, okay, it's a phase they're going through. It's a phase. I'm gonna try to get them out of that phase and try to push them out as much as possible. But it's a phase they're going through. Even now, like when Tim get upset, he cries, he get upset, he tears and slam the doors. I'm like, whatever. Then I remember I had a little temper when I was younger. You understand what I'm saying? So
you saying beating is okay? Beating your kids is okay? You think? Because a lot of people don't agree with it. Everybody think it's prehistoric.
See, for me, I'm old school. I'm not saying I was spanked. I'm not saying I'm gonna beat them like how we used to get beaten, right?
So beat with a belt on the butt type of thing?
Yeah, that type of thing, spank them a little time. Hey, but while I'm doing it, I'm telling you why I'm doing it to you, right? Hey, don't do that, don't do that.
You say I love you afterwards?
I'm working on that part. So, in the past I have, like once they calm down, whatever, I go in the room, hey, whatever, hey, you know, that's the reason why I did it. You know I love you, right? They don't, you know, little Tim look at me like, whatever, he not answering. So, it's for me, I think it's trial and error when it comes to being a father. And that's what we need to realize, because we put so much pressure on ourselves to say we want the best kid. But what is the best kid? You understand what I'm saying?
Straight A's and the number one on his team in athletics.
You mean
smart and athletic? That's the best kid.
But that's what I'm saying. So now a lot of fathers thinking that, like, if my kids don't have all A's, did I do something bad?
Yeah, that's exactly what I think.
If my kid, for me, I'm gonna tell you this, no joke. It's like if my kid in first, second, and third grade, there's no way they're coming home with a C. Right? Yeah. They're not coming home with a C and I'm thinking that because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Yeah. Right? I'm pushing them. I'm making sure they're doing the I rating. I'm making sure they're doing the work.
But you can't be in the classroom with them because TJ had A's and B's and had C's in conduct. What can I do about that?
That's a different thing. We talking about TJ. I told you TJ.
Oh, all A's and one.
Hold on. Do you remember the other day when I because I was telling, he asked you for the phone. I'm like, you don't need no phone, bro. Mm-hmm. And he walked. He walked and held it, and he was like, "You can't tell me."
Oh yeah.
He said, "You can't tell me what to do."
I chastised him for that. Like he got in trouble in the car. You know what I mean? Like, and I told him I was like, you do it again, I'm gonna beat you, whatever the case may be.
But you see what you're doing? It's like as soon as you find he make a mistake, you're correcting him. There's a lot of parents don't do that. I see parents now where the kids cuss in front of them and they don't say nothing. Yeah. Right? Not to say you're a bad parent, but I believe if you're going to start cursing, you're a grown person, right? When you start doing that, you're grown. Just like when a young person is inside a grown people conversation. What are we teaching them?
They did. As a matter of fact, when you got lost at this camp, right? And we was walking, and it was a little short. He probably be about 8 or 9. And he was walking. He was like, "Man, what is F?" Yeah, right? And then one of the coaches walked like, "Hey, you can't." He like hugged him and kind of tell him like, "Man, you're not supposed to talk like that." And you could just see how he said it. He said it so fluently, looking for whoever. I don't know if it's another. You can just tell like he's around that
One of the
environment.
coaches.
Yeah, one of the coaches like
told
hugged
him,
him and just told him, like, talked to him like, man, that's not the way you're supposed to speak and so forth or whatever. So it was like, for me, it just popped in my head like, yeah, I wanted to tell the coach like, yeah, he probably talk like that in practice,
or his people be talking like that
around him. So that's how he moved. That's how he know how
And
to
that's
think.
and that's another thing. Being a parent, you got to worry about the exterior environment. So you got to be careful about what you got in your environment too. I was making a joke with Kayla earlier today. I was like, look, I give TJ balance, right? TJ goes to Joella C. Good. It's a primarily Hispanic school, but it's an upper end, primarily Hispanic school. So it's the richer folks there, right? So the kids are a little bit different. You know what I mean? They talk a little bit different, whatever the case may be. And he also is a participant at Miami Gardens Chiefs, right? Those kids talk a little bit different too. You know what I mean? Like they talk with a little bit of slang. You know, the environment is a little bit, ratchet. You know what I'm saying?
I would say it's not
ratchet. Not the whole thing is ratchet. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a part of the organization, but you know what I mean. Like it's black culture.
Yeah,
I should say. You know, it says a little bit more black culture. So like he's a little bit more well-rounded. Like he likes songs that are like rock, pop, things like that. He also like rap
and Asian stuff.
And
my goodness. Yeah.
So I mean, like he like that. I think it's important to be well-rounded, but also well-mannered. You know what I mean? Like so. That's the one thing, and I was talking about this to one of my friends on Saturday. He said, one of the things I want to leave my son with is, he says two things. He said, one, if I can leave him with, just intelligence or like education, like I gave him the best education possible, and he's smart. And then the second thing is like, if I leave him with Christ, because if he's with Christ, that means everything else is going to take care of himself if he's thinking about the Lord. You know what I mean? So,
and I agree with you, whatever. I think when we go back to, we were talking about what a man thinks a man should do, right? Mm-hmm. And we want our kids to be rugged. We want to be tough. And we want to. Some people think the only way to get those kids to that level is to talk to them harsh, curse at them, push them, call them soft. If they do all this other stuff, right? But we as men now have to find a different way to do it, because come on now. If you walking around a park and if you hear 6-7-year-olds cursing, doing all this stuff,
and then they be mean, like you know how TJ is, says hi to everybody. It's some kids on the squad up team that been his teammate for 2 years and don't say what's up. He'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" They'll be like, "Rrr." You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like even when sometimes, and that's the one thing that bothers me too. Like it'll be sometimes they'll be fighting with each other, yelling at each other, like, "Hey man, chill." It'll be just a chill, like, yo, it's not like, let's say that happened on our 11U, and at the end of our prayer we say we family. I'll be like, "Hey, you don't talk to your brother like that." You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to, that's your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like instilling, like, you gotta have show respect at all times. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And if you teach people to show respect at all times, it'll avoid 90% of the problems that we see in the streets nowadays.
And that's where we go back again, is the compassion part, right? We're not showing compassion for one another if we're not doing this. Because if I didn't, just think about all those people who went to go kill people with the guns and everything. They didn't have no compassion for anybody else. Mm-hmm. It's always self-centered. That's all they cared about. You saying, why you think it's her?
Sometimes some people got the diamond boy, but carry on.
No, I mean, I get what he mean. Like, show compassion. Like, there's no way, if you got a world where people are compassionate and think about others, that you're gonna have as much killing as we seeing right now.
Yeah, okay.
No way. And people are like, oh, why is the murder rate so high among the black communities or black communities that are impoverished or whatever the case may be? It's because of that. It's like we teach our kids to be so angry because we so angry at them. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to catch myself, me and Kate, we got to catch ourselves sometimes because, our kids talk to us so much that we lash out and yell, and we're not even disciplining them yelling at them. We just discipline them because we frustrated.
Yeah,
we just saying, whatever the case may be, they just carry that over. Like twice, we know some angry kids that's like, and we like, what's wrong? Why are you so angry?
You always mad, bro. Relax.
Because even kids in my program, right? We had this one dude that was in the program one time. When he got angry, like physical anger and all this other stuff. And I had to talk to him.
Oh, I thought you had to beat him up. Like, dang, Tim.
I can't put my hands on nobody, but I pulled him to the side And I just started talking to him, and then, but he never had nobody to pull him to the side and break it down to him that way before. So I'm thinking we as fathers, we as male figures, we have to be able to help, right? To steer them in the right direction. Just talk about, like we talked about before, about feelings and all this other stuff. There's ways that we got to show them to do it where it's not going to be so in a destructive manner, per se.
You work with a lot of kids. What are some of the parents be struggling with when you?
Hold on. Because I want to get this because Timmy touched on this in the beginning, and I just want to make sure I get that and kind of discuss about that. Just I'm gonna pivot a little bit, and we can drop back in. I know we used that again, but because I feel like this is something that is not talked about as much, and I'm gonna try to be quick, and I don't want to hold us. I know we try to cap it at a time, but what I really want to celebrate stepfathers.
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna mention that too. I really want to.
What I want, because again, and I'm going to explain it too, and I'm just going from my circumstances as well, because I had that, and oftentimes that relationship and communication within that dynamics when you blend in a family. So I want to celebrate those dudes that's stepping in, that's raising the kids, that's helping out the mom, or that's going through whatever, even when, because my circumstances, like, it wasn't easy, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't accept me right away. We had some issues, and again, myself learning to be a father myself, because again, like I told you in the beginning, when I first became a father, there was shame attached to it. So I didn't think I had the ability to be the best father I can. That's something too that sits with me. I don't feel like I raised my kid the best I could. So I felt like I was short because I was working on myself and I was young. And then even with becoming a stepfather, I felt like, it could have been some things that I could have done differently. The communication, and I think the number one thing when you're becoming that stepfather, right? Two things got to happen: communication, right, and as well support. So I mean that from the mom standpoint, right? If you're gonna let this guy in your life and he's gonna help you lead your family, understand that it can't be you the father and the role model when you parenting the way I want you to. You get what I'm saying? And then when you're not parenting the way they want to, it can't be, I ain't gonna let that, because now I revert back. This my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, being able to have that, we on the same plane, we working together. Our decision gonna mesh. So what I'm saying, and we gonna agree on what we doing. If it is something that doesn't agree, we gonna see what the best outcome for that is. And I think that communication with whoever the real father is, even if he is in the life, he's not in the life, being able to. And I think for me, in my role, I never, as much, even though I was in his life and doing, their life, whatever, I never said I'm the father. I kept it as stepfather because I don't want to take that away from whoever the father, even though, you're not initially in your life, they do come back, because I want them to understand, like they say on TV now, or the uppity people, they call it a bonus mom or bonus dad.
Bonus dad, yeah.
Whatever verbiage they want to use, I wanted to still understand, like, I love you like a son, you can love me like a father, but it doesn't take away from you, loving your real father and so forth. And I think we need to kind of celebrate those, because again, if that dude come in, he don't have no kids, but he have a stepfather, I think he should be celebrated on Father's Day. I think he needs to be praised as well if he's stepping in and doing the things he need to do. And this only applies if he's taking care of his kids and the kids he's in the household with, right? And I know that could be difficult because the kids in the household, I know females say that a lot, but the kids in the households, you're immediately impacting them. Whereas if your child don't stay with you, it might be a little different. So the relationship might look a little different. So but I just wanted to get that out, that we celebrate.
I want to add on a little bit.
Let's celebrate the stepfathers that's stepping up, the mentors. You know what I'm saying? Like how the coaches that's coming in, talking to the kids, going to the school, stuff like that. Let's celebrate the men that are in those kids' life, not just the biological father.
Yeah, and I want to add on to that before, because y'all know my situation was that when I met my wife, she had Kenny was 5, 6 years old. So in that time, most of the people say most students or most kids get their personality or whatever by 5. So I'm coming into this situation it's like, who is this dude? Whatever. I mean, I know we gradually went into introducing to her. I mean, The wife introduced me to the along the stage and everything. But then it's like when I had to constantly compete with his uncle and his grandfather. Because if I say something, or I'm not gonna do this or whatever, they'll come around and get it done. Oh, here you go, do this, do this. But I in a way, I was like, at one point, I was like, you know what, I can't compete with this. I'm not gonna hurt my head over it. Talk to the wife and say, listen, blah 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 blah. These are the things that how I think we should raise the child together. And to go back to what your point was, we didn't agree on everything when it came to raising him, right? Because remember, it's been them two for a long time before they met me. So they always together. They always do this. Hey, I know what's best for my child. So I had to. It took us a while to get to the point where it made sense to get that balance, right? Like, could I have done some things differently? I believe I could have. You understand what I'm saying? Because once again, I don't think I was all the way there mentally ready for that, but I was ready to take on the responsibility. I know I had to get it done, and I tried to do it the best way that I could, depending on how Daddy treated us. How tough he was on us. You understand what I'm saying? Because he wanted us to prepare to be on our own, right? So some of the things, it took us a while, just like Tavares was saying, was that it was some points where I thought I should have been disciplined this way. The wife was like, nah, it's not that serious. When she wanted to do this, I was like, that's not really a big deal. Let him slide. So we had to get on terms, right, in order to make it right. So I just wanted to put it out there for those stepdads who get into it. It's going to be tough, but it's worthwhile at the end. But it's also up to the moms to allow the stepdads to be a discipline, to be that father figure. Because just saying that I'm there is not enough. But let them participate in the growing, in the discipline, in all these other things that will allow them to say, you know what, he stepped up. Because there's a lot of, in my program, there's a lot of students who came up to me and they talking to me like regular. I said, oh, so how's your dad? Oh, my dad is this or whatever. And then come down the line, oh, that's not their real dad, it's their stepdad. Because how much they, I just want to go back to praising the stepdad again, because how much they stepped in and did the things they supposed to do because they stepped in.
How much should a stepdad get involved with? So you just immediately.
I don't think it should be immediately. It's a process, because you're learning your wife and you're learning the kids, and they've been growing up.
I think that has to be a conversation. You have to go down the line when you get ready to be in a relationship and this becomes serious, and you can start meeting the kids. I think you have to have the conversation as adults in that relationship and say, this how I parent. Do you believe in physical discipline, or do you believe in punishment? Do you believe the kid when the kid fall on the ground, are we picking him up or we gonna hug him? You get what I'm saying? Having those conversations, and you at least have an idea, because once it happens, we can always say what we're gonna do when the situation. If a situation happens, but when it happens, we might do something differently. So I think having that conversation about how do you see parenting, what's parenting to you? If are you as a parent going every week spend some time with the kids? Are you going to be the parent that just, I pay for stuff and y'all do what y'all got to do? Like having those discussions
or some certain instances like, hey, how young you think a young man should be washing dishes? For us, we were washing dishes that we had to use a chair to get on. Some people didn't believe that, because it's the guy. They think the guy should wash dishes later on, or the female should be washing early. So those things you have to put up with as well.
And you touched on it earlier. Like, what's the dynamic or the boundaries with the real father? So like what? So the previous man that was responsible.
I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna say and I think me personally. I think if you're dating a female and she's bickering with the baby father, I think you're failing to give her that security. Say no, it's okay. Like two things. Like I'm gonna give a prime example with Sierra and Russell Wilson. Right when they first got together, you seen Sierra and Future was going back and forth, and then there was some point she stopped responding to him or going with it, because I'm pretty sure Russell put her to the side. Like, bro, if he gonna show up, he gonna show up. If he not, we gonna push a movement, because I'm here now. And I think having that communication, if a female is going back and forth with the baby daddy, right? Again, not all situations. So I know somebody gonna say, I'm not saying all situations the same, but I said for the most part, you let her know if he don't give you a penny, if he don't do nothing for that kid, but he want to come pick him up, go ahead and let him go. I'm the penny now. You know what I'm saying? if he can't come to the game and do whatever, don't argue with him and whatever. I'll take him to the game. I'm stepping in the role, and if he do show up the next day and say he want to see him, let him go ahead and go.
So you do that. So even if so let's say even if it seems like a sign of disrespect, you do it. So if he's not there, taking his son to a football game, he don't take it, and then she posting pictures with you taking off his jersey or rooting for him or got his jersey on, and the guy wasn't there. And how would you treat that? Would you tell her stop creating conflict?
No, for me, I'll say in my instance, right? Because for Kenny, his dad wasn't around at all, right? So dad wasn't around. We doing this other thing, push on the shove. Then all of a sudden, he's like, you know what? I want to find out my dad talks to him with everything. I could easily like shut that down and say, why would you try to? I've been here all this time. Why you need to do it? You know, his mom didn't understand why he wanted to do that, but I was like, no, you can't stop that from him. Right? If that's what he's trying to find out, this is where he go. We have to allow him to find out the dad so he can talk and do whatever he needs to do to find out to get out of his system. And I think that's what some of the stuff that we can't. Our goal is to try to do the best interest for the child, not what's in the best interest for us. And most of the time, when it comes to us doing those things, we're being selfish because I was hurt, because he hurt me, because he did this or she did this or whatever. And I think for us being his fathers, we got to say, you know what? Come on now. Let him go ahead and find it because he knows who was there for him. He knows who was there in the battle, going to the PTA meetings, going to all this other stuff. But it's just something that he needs to find out on his own.
And I think for my situation, he was locked up for a long period of time, and then he jumped. Like even when they hear a call, they talk, had no issue. Then when he jumped, you know what I'm saying, I ain't had no smoke with him either because I felt like, you know what I'm saying, that you need to do that. I was in the paint while he was in there, but you know what I'm saying? I think having that, when you standing in and having that conflict, now you as the mother are not trying to direct that guy how to be the father because you have someone filling in. You know what I'm saying? And I think not allowing yourself to be put in that situation to where it's going bickering back and forth. I'm here now, so we good. We ain't going to, if he ain't doing what he's supposed to do, we ain't telling nobody, we ain't going nowhere. And as far as your comment of posting me, putting on his pads or me doing stuff with him, if she posted and he tripped, you see what I'm saying? I'm fine with that. I'm like, hey, let's not do that. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to cause no conflict if I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't here for that. I don't need you to tell me. I don't need you to show the world I'm standing in the paint. I know I am. You know I am. He know I am. That's fine. If that make that guy feel a certain type of way, I'm gonna respect him because I understand it as a dude. Because although you wrong, it still hurt your pride, and I know what it is for you to hurt your pride. I'm not. I don't have anything against you. I don't have no judgment. We and you don't have no beef. So I would tell her, nah, don't post it no more. If it's gonna cause conflict, don't post it no more.
So basically, it's just the agreement of, you know, what the boundaries should be from all parents involved, right? So basically, you got to look like, hey man, don't take him to practice. That's me. That's a me thing. You know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
If you want to do it, we should allow them to do it.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
That's what I'm just saying. Don't get mad if he's not, because he's not doing something. We gonna say, nah, man. If he's not doing it, he'll figure that out. We'll figure it out. I'm here to where you fall short, where he falls short, where you fall short. I'm here to catch it. That's how co-parenting is. Co-parenting ain't just one person. Hey, I'm gonna do the things that you need help with, like dropping them to school and all that. I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? If the father can't take him and teach him, you know, in the backyard how to teach him. I know we keep talking about sports, but I can't help him with anything else. But I'm just saying. But if I help you, I want to make sure that, you know, it's not me done because I want to be seen doing it. It's not done because I'm telling you I'm better than that guy. I want that child to still have a relationship with their kid.
But I think that's us as males we have to do as well. Go back to the pride thing as well. It's like we have to understand that we in this for the best interest of our child. Keep going back to that again, right? Because I saw the story on the news with this. They was going to a graduation, right? And the dad wasn't around as much. So when the person was graduating, she got tickets, or the child got tickets, and wanted to give it to the natural dad, but she had a stepdad as well. The mom was upset. You know, people calling on the news, why are you giving them to this? Because they wasn't there all the time. Why did this? The mom was like, no, this, no. The dad was like, if that's what he want to do it. Then some dudes was like, Nah, if I've been through all this time, so it's like a struggle. Now the child is upset because I don't know who I give this to. If I give it to my real dad, I'm gonna make the whole family all mad with.
See, and that's what I'm saying too. Me as a stepdad, I'm like, nah, give it to the dad. I'm all right with it. Just record the video and I'm good. Or I might,
and this is after,
or I might just sneak in.
And it's after she's gone to the registrar office to explain her position and see whether or not she can get an extra ticket.
Yeah, that's
all this
we saying. We saying it's based.
Okay.
We saying it's based on she cannot get a ticket.
She cannot get a ticket.
But even if it's a high school graduation, you're limited a certain amount of tickets.
Yeah. No, you are limited, but you can like.
No, what I'm saying, even if you try to buy some, you got all your friends or whatever, you get as much as you can. Somebody gonna be left out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like an aunt would have been, or like somebody who's not prevalent, like, you know what I mean? Like
that's another discussion.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. My parents are first, and then siblings and all these other people go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all could be outside of the let out.
All right. So let's break it because we So before we go, just like each one of y'all just go through advice you have for the fathers. And you know what? And before we do that, man. I know we talked about us as fathers, but I just want to say right quick, Daddy, our dad, our father, you know what I'm saying? He was 100%. He had everybody with anything. He had your moments, but I think for the most part, whenever you call, he there. He showed us, you know what I'm saying, how to be a father, and that's based on things to do, not to do. And I think that we had an advantage that most kids we know and friends we know didn't have is having that father to take care of us, lead us, give us, even though we didn't agree with his philosophy or the way he parent. But I think for me, I want to thank him because a lot of the great things and stuff that happened in my life, and he still to this day support me, and I just want to make sure that not go without saying as well.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, you're putting it in perspective, I have a lot more, way more, outweighing maybe 3-1 good memories than bad memories with Daddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost to the point where I don't even think I have to make any type of disclosures. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is, he's angry sometimes, right? he does yell, right? He does yell, but the thing about Daddy, what he taught me like you can be like that, but also be kind and compassionate. Because although he's angry, he's still kind and compassionate. You get what I mean? Like, I remember, like, I asked him for lunch money. $2 was a thing to get before you go to high school, and it'll literally be the last.
High school $2 too was good.
Yeah, like
a day though.
Yeah, a day. It'll be. I'm like, Daddy, you got $2, and then he'll like, I don't know who I am, and then he'll look. One pocket empty, boom. Go in his back pocket, look in his wallet, empty. He'll go in the right pocket, boom. Pull it out, literally only $2. And he'll be like, here you go. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure he going to work, he needs some money or needs something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what $2 would have got him wherever, but like he would give me his last. And even like on days that, like when you call him, like something happened or you broke down on the road. I remember Kate got into an accident, like a real bad accident. She totaled her car in the front, right? And she called me. I went out there. I was like, man, I don't know what the heck to do. Like, I don't know what this is. And I called him. He was down like 3 minutes. Like, we was way, down there. And he called him like, look, don't worry. He told him, man, look, take it to my shop. Don't I don't know where you taking it. Take it to my shop. Like, he handled everything. He was like, this is what you got to do with the insurance. Whatever the case would be, like, he handled all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like, he's a reliable, dependable person. You know what I'm saying? Like, no man's ever going to be 100% perfect, but you got to see men for what they can do. And my dad got a lot to what he can do. So,
yeah. So,
love you, Daddy.
So, TC Dean, Timothy TC Dean. Yeah.
TC the body man.
Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah, so I can
on the Yahoo chat rooms.
I can
TC the body man.
I can concur with both of my brothers. Yeah, good dude. Stand up. Like I said, nobody's perfect, but he did everything he can to try to make his kids happy, and you can see that he's pushing that to the grandkids as well. Accept everybody as his own.
The one man who will watch, now he'll watch Tyler without a
yeah.
So, without on a limb.
Listen, no matter, he'll run around with Tyler inside the thing, run up and down, whatever. Tyler can hit him, beat him up, he don't care. That's the type of tell. But I do want to tell him that, we don't tell him as much, but appreciate everything he did.
Yeah, we love
showing
you.
us, showing us showing us the way we should go do things and whatnot.
Dumb love.
Believe it or not, I know some of the parenting that we do with our kids come from some of the things that he do. The discipline part, right? The way to show up. If you call me, I'm got you. And I think we all got that from him. So we do want to wish him a happy Father's Day and all those other men that play some type of role in our lives as well. Even for those who are probably not our uncles, but like an older sibling or older cousin or something like that stepped up and said, you know what, hey, for myself, I don't have no big brother. You know what I mean? So when it came to trying to be a good big brother, I had to try to make sure I was a good big brother to y'all because I didn't have that. So I just want to say to my brothers, y'all, both of y'all, I see what y'all do. Happy Father's Day to y'all. I know how what y'all go through. I know some of the things y'all had to overcome.
So why you always asking me why it take me so long to get ready in the morning if you know what I'm going through?
That's dumb.
Stop asking me that question. Why I'm late? You know what's going on.
You know why? If I know that was going on, I wake up earlier. See, my mentality is to wake up earlier so I can prepare for all that stuff. That's not your mentality.
I do wake up early.
You wake up at the same time. You know, it take him an hour to get ready. He's still gonna wake up an hour before the event.
So for me, I'll wake up an hour and a half or 2 hours to get ready because we know the situation. Listen, I've been through most of that before when I get my kids ready in the morning and I had to do some stuff. Like, I had to learn to when Tamia was young. She probably get embarrassed, but who cares? I used to get her dressed first, then go run and go take a shower and get ready. By the time I get her dressed with her, she done peed over the whole bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had to start thinking a different way how to do it. So now you set me back. I got to go iron clothes again. I got to do all this other stuff. So when you telling me you're late, I'm like, boss, come on now. You've been doing it. Tyler is 4. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. He's 4 years old.
You know and you ain't give him a dog credit. I know my dog wild, but damn, bro, you can get him right, dog.
Yeah, but I mean, for honestly, I just wanted all of that to all those male figures that I probably look up to. That's out there. Happy Father's Day to all of y'all. To those stepdads, I
can I stop you there? Can you name 3 outside of Daddy? Who's sort of like a male figure that you looked up to?
Outside of my father, I would say one, this dude named Carlton Daly. He was assistant director at my at FIU when I was in there. I would say him. Believe it or not, he might not know it, but Buchanan, the way he, one of my church members, we share the same first name, Timothy. Mm-hmm. But the way he took care of his dad, his mom all the way until she died, pay for all his housing. Like, I saw that the way he for himself. Him and his wife, how he took on his wife, other kids as well. You understand what I'm saying? That stepfather part. So, that's a beautiful thing. And I would say another one is another deacon at my church who talks about he just showing up and on longevity in the marriage. They coming close to like 60 years being married. Mm-hmm. They had their struggles and whatever. He'd always tell me, say, listen,
you ain't say his name.
I'm sorry, Deacon Osby Givens. Him.
Like you know who.
I just want to make sure the man get his flowers.
I could mention more, but those 3 right there, came to the top of my head because of the examples that they showed. So,
what about you?
Nah, man, I ain't gonna flaws with you, bro. It's just, to be honest with you, as father figures, is out of Daddy or Timmy. Timmy, and I'll give you, like how you said, I'm gonna give you your flowers too. I remember prom. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff I had for graduation, he paid for. That's when he was back there serving that dope. You know what I'm saying? He was a waiter, and he used to come home with that money, and he'll have, like, he would take some of that money. Like, if he had a good night, that cash he'd give to me, and he made sure I was good for school. Us moving in together. When I have, like, as much, I mean, you think about it, bro. He done did it for me. He done, stood in the paint. Him and Daddy, those are 2. If I had to say, as far as father figures looking up to, I'm gonna say them 2 because they did so much for me and they kind of mold me to where I'll be. And I do say this. I pray that I can have the discipline and his calmness. You know what I'm saying? As far as being a religious person, and then as well as in situations you already know when somebody start arguing, I'm going left. Just having his calmness.
What about you? Outside of Daddy, who would you look at?
Outside of Daddy, I will name you for sure. From when you first started, even with the way you used to take care of when I moved into that house over there, and used to have to parent Kenny or whatever the case may be, I would say you. And even when you like, I told you like on if y'all have listened to all the podcasts, Tim, like when I had struggles and things I needed to talk to, went to Timmy. When my first day of college, Timmy walked me up to the first day of college, whatever the case may be. Even on some advice now, like I asked him or whatever the case may be. So it's pretty much him. And the things that I learned from Tavares, like Tavares is sort of like the protector person. Yeah. Like this is a very short story. When I was about 8, 9 years old, we was getting bullied by this little big Dominican kid. I'm serious. And he took our clothes, had us running naked in the street, and we had to run home in our underwear.
This was in the islands.
In the islands, yeah. I'm sorry.
And you was on the beach.
We was on the beach. We took off all our clothes because in the islands you go in the clothes in your drawers. Like you don't have swimming trunks in the water. You just go in the water with your swimming. So anyway, he took it. He was guarding it. Like he wanted to come back and beat us up, and we had to go get Tavares. And whatever the case may be, Tavares was there. And even like on some of the football stuff, Tavares will come out, tell me what I need to do, whatever the case may be. But as far as that, like it's people that I admired though. I say that. Like I admire people that's real like compassionate about their kids. Like Marvin, the way he is about his daughter. The way Carson is, the way he is about his daughter. Yeah. Seeing them make me think about, man, I want a daughter, like, cause they go crazy for for their daughters and stuff like that. And then this is gonna sound silly, y'all don't laugh at me, but all the TV dads,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the TV dads motivate the heck out of me. You hear me?
That could be a day in the story because my mind, I had two that pops up when he said it. Two people, both of them are extreme. Yeah, James Evans from Good Time,
and Bill Cosby,
meaning that he always always working, do whatever he can to be poor. And Bill Cosby, from the Cosby Show. When I saw Heathcliff Huxtable, I was like, man, that's what I want to be.
You know who my guy? Bernie Mac.
I like Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac was like, boy, I'm gonna take you in, but hey,
and that goes to me. That stepfather figure. Yeah. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's good. I know we gotta
Yeah, we got to wrap it up. So, all right. So, just Father's Day thoughts. Just want to say Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too. Just want to say I really appreciate and look up to you guys the way you guys stepped in your stepfather situation. I appreciate you guys and admire you guys for the ways that you guys parent your kids. And for all the fathers that are out there, I know it's a lot of worry about whether or not you're a good dad, whether or not you're raising your kids the right way. But I'm going to take away from what my friend told me, Jose told me. If you instill something in them and you try your best just to instill in them, don't worry about how they're going to turn out. Just work on, okay, what do you want this person to remember you? So we talked about our dad, and we had specific things that we talked about because those are the things that he did to affect us. So all you got to do is figure out what is it that you want to instill in your child and work every day at that. And no matter what, they're not going to stray away from it, and that's how they're going to remember your legacy. So don't worry about how they're going to turn out. Worry about the process and worry about what you're going to actually instill in them.
I'll be real quick. I just want to put it out there. Fathers, men, just be there, be present, and show up. Right? Those are the most important things any young people need in their life as a man to be there, show up, and be available and be acceptable. Guys, be accountable for the actions that you do. If the mom is upset with you, let the mom be upset, but keep showing her that you are gonna keep pushing through because that's your child, right? Don't let them hold it against them. Don't hold it against yourself. Just keep on being the best you that you can be, and then you'll be fine for your child. I just want to end on that note real quick.
All right, so again, I want to tell all y'all Happy Father's Day. Again, each one of y'all inspired me to be great, and just real quick, my advice to men: just stay in the paint. Be there for the kid the best you can. Make it an effort to care and love them and let them know that you love them going forward. So this your boy Dean. We doing a special Father's Day episode. So this your boy Dean.
Tim.
Teran, why did you have to
pause and say that?
Nah, because I want to know because we might have to break this into two, my boys.
No, this is good.
I think it was good in our one fluid situation. Just to let y'all know, we're recording at 11 o'clock at night. Our producer's falling asleep.
So once again, like, share, do whatever you can. I appreciate you.
My bad. So like, share, again. Thank you for being in the Dean's office with us. Yo.
Yo.
Yep.